guys, and welcome back. We've had a couple of years hiatus on the channel here, but I figured it's time for us to start things up here again on the Guitar Skills channel. And what a better way to kind of look at this from this angle, which is sometimes we kind of grow a little bit stale with our guitar playing. You kind of lose that initial spark. Maybe you're stuck in a plateau for too long and you just lose that thing that might give you the edge and really a lot of enjoyment of your playing. Well, if that's you, I've got something really cool for you, which will help you to improve your playing and really get your edge back without learning any new scales, without learning any new licks or whatever the case may be. And that's all got to do with articulation and phrasing. Now, what I mean by that is articulation and phrasing is not what you play, but it's how you play. And that is very important. So many guitar players, they get stuck in scales, land, or arpeggios, or chords, or whatever the case may be. And I think if they learn a few extra modes, a few extra licks, or whatever the case may be, it's going to improve their playing. But that's not really true. At the end of the day, it's about how you say it, not what you say it. So on the guitar, we've got a couple of devices at our disposal when it comes to sounding a bit more vocal on the guitar. And that's the thing, if you think about your favorite guitar players, for most people, it's people like Clapton, David Gilmour, Slash, Peter Green, Joe Bonamassa, all those kind of guitar players that make their guitar sing. And yes, most of them can shred for sure, but it's not about the shredding, it's really about how they can make the guitar sing, and that's got all and everything to do with the human voice. And even if you take that right back to the days of the original blues guitar players, you know, when those guys started playing electric guitar, their main focus wasn't to sound like a guitarist and to play. You know, that's a typical guitar lick and it's fun to play, but those original guys, they just wanted to emulate the human voice. They wanted to sound like singers on the guitar. And that's why people like B.B. King has got such an intense vibrato, because he's trying to emulate some specific singers and specific sounds that he heard. So that's what I want to focus on today, is to show you how you can just add some of these phrasing and articulation techniques to your playing, and without learning anything new, just take what you already know and actually get a little bit more of a singing quality out of your guitar. Stevie Ray Vaughan is another fan favorite, and if you go and listen to his roots, he obviously liked people like Albert King and those kind of blues guys, and they really knew how to put a melody together and how to make the guitar sing. So when it comes to making your guitar sing, I want you to focus on 5 different things. You've got hammer-ons. It's a hammer-on. You've got pull-offs. You've got vibrato like I'm playing now. And you've got slides. And then you can combine these things together. A hammer-on and a pull-off. A little mini bend. Some vibrato. And those kind of things really makes your notes come to life. So if I take an A power chord, even just there's a lot of attitude that you can inject into a riff like that. So this is A, it's an A power chord. It's basically 2 notes, A and E and A. But the thing that we love about whether it's Billy Gibbons, whether it's Stevie Ray Vaughan, whether it's whoever you enjoy listening to as a blues or a rock player, there's a lot of attitude that goes into what they play. So instead of just playing A, you can inject some of these additional of the nature of the guitar and then a slight little bend on that G. So can you see I'm using all 5 of those articulation techniques? I've got these little micro bends, some vibrato, a pull off with a little bend, and some vibrato as well. Now this is something you can totally overdo it, and I'm overdoing it at the moment just for illustration purposes, just to show you. You want to inject some attitude into your playing. Otherwise, if you think about it too much, your playing sounds sanitized. And when your playing sounds sanitized and thought out, that doesn't really move people. Yes, there are some intellectual styles out there, whatever it might be, playing prog rock in odd time signatures and all those kind of things. And if that's your thing, then totally cool. But there's a lot more thinking involved in terms of like putting that stuff together. But when it comes to that kind of tribal nature or that real rawness of blues and rock, you want to learn how to inject those kind of things. And how do you practice this? Well, you can take a simple scale and then just learn how to play that pentatonic scale it's 5 notes, right? You just want to learn to inject these hammer-ons, pull-offs, slides, bends, and vibratos. If I slide into something, slide back. Instead of just playing your E9, come approach it with a slide from a fret below. So that's what we're going to be focusing on this channel going forward. Is just learning how to play melodically on the guitar, which we'll cover in some of the other videos, and then also how to play blues and rock. And I'm going to show you how to also make the connection between the notes that you are playing and the chords you are playing over. Because that's another big mistake so many guitar players make is, let's just say they put on a blues track, they want to jam over it, and it might be a track in A, and then their go-to thing might be the A blues scale, and then they just blindly play up and down that scale. They might throw a lick in here and a lick in there, but it's a bunch of disjointed ideas. It's not something that tells a story. It's not something that's cohesive. It's not a melody that the guy in the street can listen to and really appreciate. Now, when it comes to playing more melodically on the guitar, and if you look at whether it's Slash from Guns N' Roses, David Gilmour, Eric Clapton, Joe Bonamassa, Stevie Ray Vaughan, whoever you want to cite as one of your favorite blues or rock players, there's a lot of melodic nature in their playing. One of my favorite players is Derek Trucks, and the way that he plays slide just sounds like a singer, and he's listened to not just blues but a range of different styles, and that's what he's trying to emulate with his guitar playing. Now sometimes when you look at players like that, what they are doing is so far ahead of anything that us mere mortals can try and achieve on the guitar. But the fact of the matter is that there's a few underlying principles that make sense as it relates to how do you actually choose your notes to fit the different chords without it sounding like scales? And then how can you add phrasing and articulation to add some vibe and energy to your playing? That's what we're going to look at in the upcoming videos. So welcome back to the channel. I'm super stoked to be back with you guys. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, go ahead in the comment section below. Let me know. Welcome us back. Let us know what you want to see going forward, specifically as it relates to playing more melodically, playing rock, playing blues, and ultimately for you to sound like you and get that fun and excitement back into your playing. Because if you've got that going for you, then you're going to pick up your guitar, you're going to play with more intention, you're going to have more fun, and you're going to make more progress. Great to be back, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one.